Okay.
Maybe
Rujali has
he's
just disconnected. Let's wait
got connect.
once he gets connected.
Yeah.
The session
Yeah.
for today. So till last class, we have discussed about resource management, and we have also performed few of the transactions in RF. So we have just introduced the RF. Okay. So today what we'll do is we'll try to explore some configurations which are related to RF, and then can move on to shipping and receiving. Okay. So RF radio frequency framework, which is extensively used by the warehouse workers in the warehouses. So this RF is basically used to scan the barcodes which are printed on the storage bins or the handling units or the material everywhere. Whichever thing needs to be scanned, then like they use RF guns to scan those things, and the same transactions are also replicated the same way in the SAP in the background. Okay, so this is more or less about RF framework, but let's deep dive into the configuration, the customizing provided by SAP to customize our RF transactions. So today our servers, the SAP server is having some issues. So that is why what I've done is I have uh, I have another server. Okay, so in that server I'll try to show you the RF related transactions and the RF configurations. Okay, so first in RF, let me first check if my RF is working in my new server. So in order to check that, what we'll do is we'll first try to run the inbound and outbound. We'll try to create the inbound and outbound deliveries and see if the flow is working correct, and then we'll directly jump into RF and try to perform the transactions. Okay, so I'm just trying to first create an outbound delivery, or let's try to create one inbound delivery so that we'll get the stock. I'm using the same purchase order. Delete. I'll receive, for example, one quantity, or let's say 100. And what I'll do is I'll pack in ERP itself. Okay, I'll go back. My warehouse number is determined. I'll save it. So this is my inbound delivery. And let me go to monitor and check my inbound delivery. So here we are getting this warehouse number in monitor automatically. I'll show you this, how we can default it when we are discussing about warehouse monitor. Okay, so let me check if my inbound delivery is created. What was my inbound delivery? L33N. So this was my inbound delivery. No, the document is not created in EWM. It might be stuck in queue. So here it is. So the queues are stuck in ready status. Team, can you recollect why it is stuck in ready status? I have mentioned one point.
Say again.
Why these queues are not processing automatically? These are stuck in ready status and they are waiting to execute it manually.
Yesterday or the previous day, you told us that there are some queues that need to be activated, and
exactly, you are right. Very good, Rogelio. So for this, what we need to do is you need to go to SMQR, and what is the queue name? Queue name is starting with DLV star, right? So here we need to register. So here I'll directly click on register and give the DLV star. We need not enter all these details. These details are already auto-populated. So this is registered. Now let me refresh. queue is gone automatically. And in future, if you try to create the queues, I mean, when you try to create the deliveries, the queues will be automatically processed. Clear? So now our inbound delivery should be in our EW. So this is our inbound delivery. Okay. So let me quickly create the put away task. Fail to create, no bin search possible. What shall we do? Let me check the log. Let me first open the inbound delivery. I will click on create. No bin search possible. Okay. Destination data, no key found. So let me maintain the settings quickly for this. So for goods receipt, if I go to strategies and storage type search, I'll check what is my storage type search sequence. WH17, correct. So in my WH17, it should go to HT03, but why it is not going? Let me check my process type. My process type is 1010. Let me check if anything is maintained in material master. No. SP01, no valid print type found for storage type and CP17. Okay, let me add this config.
In case that you don't find the static, you can also move the movement G999. Right?
No, I'm just trying to automate this process to create this task.
Yeah, I know, but just
Sure.
as a question, we could use that, right?
Yes, you can always try to create one with 999.
Okay.
So here my HU type. What is the HU type which I'm trying? Storage type 0070. Here I need to add one entry. WH17 0070 is my storage type which I'm trying to put away. And what is my HU type? CP17. CP17. Entry already exists. CP17 HU type is fine. Okay. There is one more setting with the storage bin type. Under master data, have audit group. or I guess it is in master data. Under storage bins, define 0070, right? So this has this bin type. Let me delete this bin type. I can directly change the bin type from less level. Set bin type. Okay, go to SVT stock. Or what I'll do is let me redirect to other, because we are wasting our time. File storage type subsequence. So here we have ST03. Storage type. Okay, we can move it to ST03 then. It is going to okay, with process type, I think we don't have the entry. That is the issue. So I want to go into ST03 with only one process type combination. For that, here we need to add the strategy or the sequence, access sequence. That is the reason here system is failing. Here I'll copy one, and with the process type also I want to return sequence is 5. Now I think it should work. If I go to and try to create one, let it refresh. No bin search possible. If P01 rule is found, see anything. Let me just put away control indicator. Now try. Yeah, it is creating now. Fine. I'll confirm, please save. And let me also test outbound scenario. No delivery relevant items. Let me find the sales order. So here we'll get the sales order number 2196. Error copying. I double 92. No delivery relevant item. Okay. Just trying to keep the things ready before we. PR00 condition is missing. Or what I'll do is I'll use the same document for this because we have an outbound delivery ready. Okay, so now it is working. Outbound delivery and inbound delivery are there. So it is working. So what we'll do is first we'll try to explore the settings or the config settings in SPR for RF screen. So as I said, this RF screen is used to scan the barcodes in the warehouses and perform various transactions. And SAP has provided somewhere around 10 plus 100 transactions which you can perform in RF. Okay, so the RF related settings are under mobile data entry. And if we see, we have the presentation profile, personalization profile, display profiles. So we have various profiles where we can assign to its subsequent header. Okay, so before that, what we'll do is we'll try to run one RF transactions, and then we'll come back and see what this exactly means. Okay, so for example, if I have an inbound delivery, okay, my inbound delivery, let me create one. We already have the purchase order. Delete. I'm trying to receive one quantity and I'm packing in S4 itself and packed it and saving it. This is my inbound delivery. I'll go to monitor. $641. So for example, if my inbound delivery is now at, it has just received at the dock or it is near the warehouse. So this is my inbound delivery. Okay, so for this, what I'll do is I'll try to create the put away task. Okay, create WT in background. So once I create the WT in background, my warehouse order is created. So as we have seen in the previous classes, so we can automate this process of creating it. We need not also create this manually. So this process can be uh, automated by using the auto creation of WBT by using PPF. Okay, so now my warehouse order is there and it is assigned to the queue. Okay, so in my queue, like this warehouse order is now assigned. Now let's try to perform the put away by using RF. Okay, so for that, I'll go to RF screen, SAP EWM, RF UI. Oh God, just ignore this. I have changed this personalization profile, that is the reason. So here, as I explained you earlier, we have the user or our SAP user ID. We need to assign something called personalization profile, which we are going to discuss in some time. And for which warehouse we need to assign that, and what is the resource. If you want to hard code the resource, you can hard code it in SAP EWM user transaction. And if you want to auto login, you can directly click this, and system will auto login automatically by using these parameters. Okay, so let us go to RF UI now. So here, this also I have shown you. Now what I'll do is the warehouse worker will click on inbound process, and then he'll click on, if he has the handling unit information, then you can click on receiving of handling units. Okay, or if he has the warehouse order number, you can click on put away and then select the warehouse order number. So in our case, what I'll do is I'll click on put away, and then I'll select put away by warehouse order. Here system is asking me to scan the warehouse order. Okay, so on the paper, the warehouse order barcode will be anyways printed. So that I'm trying to scan here. After this, now system is asking me to scan the source HU. Okay, so we'll scan the source HU, and then I'll hit enter. And then system is asking me to scan the destination bin. Here, these things, source HU, product and all are automatically populated and scanned automatically. And how can we optimize this scanning? I mean, whether it is, do we need to scan, for example, is it necessary to, like my business requirement is like, I don't want to scan any HUs. Okay, that HUs will be automatically populated in RF UI. I just want to scan the destination bins, because if we want to scan all the barcodes like HU, product and destination bins, it might be time consuming for the business. So based on the business requirement, if we want to optimize the scanning, then that can be also done. That I'll show you in the in this session in some time. Okay, so for now I'm scanning my destination bin. This is also explained to you in the previous class. So I'm scanning the destination bin, hit enter. So the warehouse order is processed now. If I go and check the warehouse order status, the status is completed. Okay, this was already explained to you. Now we have something called personalization profile. If I go to my user ID, I have this personalization profile assigned to it, which is star star. The star star is nothing but standard. Okay, so let us see what is this personalization is. If I go to STRA, so the RF related configurations are under mobile data entry. So under mobile data entry, here I have all these configuration related to radio frequency framework, and this, what is this presentation profile, I'll tell you, and what is this verification control. And we use the function keys, right? F1, F2 for going back or clicking the enter. So those information or the configuration is set here. And several things related to HU, so several settings are there. So first of all, this RF all the configurations which are related to EWM RF is not responsible to develop with the EWM functional consultant. So this is actually EWM technical, or the technical consultant will take care all the developments related to RF. So I'll show you what all settings which are needed from the functional end, and I'll give you a brief on what all technical things are there which ABAP consultant needs to take care. Okay, so as I said, here we have this personalization profile, right? So what is this personalization profile? So this personalization profile is something like, for example, if I go to my RF, if I log into my RF screen here, if I just log in, I can see all these nodes, right? System guided, manual transaction, inbound process, outbound process, internal. Okay, so if the warehouse worker who is responsible only for the inbound process, okay, then we need not give the authorization to other nodes like system guided, manual, outbound process, or internal process, because it might be he might perform any wrong transaction, and that can imply some other side effect. So what we can do is we can close, or we can maintain the scope of performing only inbound related transactions by using our personalization profile. So that is the reason why this personalization profile is directly assigned to the user ID. Okay, so in order to configure this personalization profile, so what we do is we first go to RF radio frequency framework, and under here we have defined steps in logical transactions. So here I'll click on execute. After this, we have something called define personalization profile. I'll double click here. Okay, so this is my presentation profile, and under presentation profile we have our personalization profile. I need to select one presentation profile and double click on it. Then I can see all the personalization profile. Okay, so before I go to personalization profile, what is presentation profile? Okay, so what you are doing, you are trying to define one personalization profile under presentation profile. So this presentation profile is nothing but you define all the warehouse level function objects or the technical logics. If you want to enhance, if you want to develop any enhancement or your RF transactions at the warehouse level, then those implementation is done in the presentation profile level. Okay, so the developments are related to function codes, inter-transaction step flow, inter-transaction flow, mapping of logical transactions, all these developments. If you want to implement a new functionality at the warehouse level, then those functionalities are developed under presentation profile. That is what this says. What is the use of presentation profile? In the IMG activity, you can assign the presentation profile to the warehouse number. Okay, so this presentation profile is used to control the warehouse specific implementation of RF transactions, which I just mentioned. Okay, and the developments or the implementations can be related to intra transaction flow or inter transaction flow, mapping of logical transactions, and all these are all related to the development or the ABAP. So all these developments are taken care by ABAP. Okay, that is what you want to remember. Like, what is presentation profile? This, if you want to implement any special solutions which is not available in standard, then that is done in the presentation profile, and this presentation profile is assigned to the warehouse. Okay, so in our we'll come back to our node, which is under presentation profile. We will define our personalization profile. So first I'll double click on presentation profile. So this star is a standard presentation profile given by SAP. Okay, so I'll select the same standard presentation profile, and I'll go to personalization profile. So under this presentation profile, so they have like generally these two are standard. So this is star is the standard personalization profile, and if you are using Pickboy voice, then star 1 is configured. This is standard. Okay, but for example, if I want to like remove this nodes and I only want to give the access to inbound process only for the inbound users, then I can make use of this personalization profile and then edit this menu. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll define my own personalization profile. Okay, so what I'll do is first I'll delete the, okay, there is a assignment, right? So I'll create one new entry, which is P1 or I1. I1 presentation profile I'm creating only for inbound related transactions. So I have defined one personalization profile. I'm saving it. So here we just need to define the personalization profile, but where do we need to perform the settings that we are going to perform in? I'll go back. Here we have RF menu manager. So it is related to menu, right? So this is our menu. Here we need to customize. So you need to go to RF menu manager. Here application is your RF. Okay, and what is our presentation? As I explained you, this presentation profile is at the warehouse level. It is assigned at the warehouse level. So we are using the same presentation profile. Under our same presentation profile, I want to copy the same settings to my personalization profile and then I'll edit it. Okay, so for that I just need to click on copy. Here my source will be star presentation profile, and here my destination presentation profile will also be star. Now I want to copy the personalization profile from the standard, right? So here I need to give the destination personalization profile, which I have just created, which is I1. So what it does is it will copy all the menus which are defined in star into I1. That is the reason why I have given my destination personalization profile as I1. I'll click on OK. So here, since I have copied, I can able to see all these menu. For example, if I expand this, you will see this menu in RF. So this is system guided. So this is system guided. Manual selection. You have all these nodes. This is inbound menu. This is inbound. And outbound and internal. So you can see this menu, right? Guys, are you following me?
Yes, we were trying.
So simply when you try to log into RF, you can see this menu, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is, if I'm logging in as a inbound worker, okay, for inbound worker, basically I only need this node, right? I don't want to display these nodes.
Yeah.
So that I'm going to control by personalization profile. Okay. So what I've done is I have created a new personalization profile. Okay. And then I have copied all the settings from the standard into my newly created personalization profile, which is I1. Okay.
Yeah.
Once I copy all the settings, I can display the same menu. Now what I'll do is I'll remove all these menus. I'll just select it and then click on delete. And IBMAIN is related to inbound related process. Okay, so I'm just keeping this and deleting all the nodes. Now I have only inbound processes in my personalization profile. I'll save it. Okay, now I'll go back. I'll go back again. And now I'll open my user, SAP EWM user transaction. Here, now, okay, it is already logged. Let me, here, okay. So in the user transaction, for example, this guy is responsible only for inbound processes. So for this user ID, I'll directly assign my personalization profile I1. Assignment is done. I'll save it. Now what I'll do is I'll log in again. I'm logging off now and let me relog. Okay. So I'm entering my warehouse number, the resource, and the default device. Now, can you see the change? I can only view
Yes.
inbound processes. So the warehouse worker can't perform any outbound related or system guided or internal. He is only responsible for inbound, right? So that is the reason we have only given this node to him. Is that clear, guys? This is very important. Do you have any
Yes.
doubts?
That was only affected by your, I mean, you remove from the main menu and
Yes.
it's affecting your users. So
It
I
is
suppose
only
that,
for the user specific. So
okay.
here, if I go to user, I'm directly assigning that profile to the user, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason whenever this user logs in into RF, he can only see this one. Whereas other users for which star is assigned, they can see all the menus.
Okay.
Here we are actually controlling the menu in the personalization
Yeah.
profile. Clear,
So
guys?
yes, can you show us again the configuration that you did in the
Yes. Okay. I'll go back. In the IMG, you have all the RF related conflicts in mobile data entry.
Huh?
Under mobile data entry, you need to go to radio frequency framework. Under this node, you need to go to define steps in logical transactions. I'll go to this node. After this, you have define presentation profile. You need to double click on presentation profile. As I've explained you what is presentation profile, under presentation profile, you will have your personalization profile. So you
Yeah.
need to select your personal presentation profile and then double click on personalization profile. Here I have defined I1 personalization profile. So this
Okay.
is just the definition under my presentation profile.
Yeah.
So I1, I'll copy this I1 personalization profile, go back. And what I'll do is in my RF menu manager, I'll execute this. Here, I'll copy. What I'll copy the standard menu into the newly created personalization profile. So in this case, my source presentation profile will be same, star, but destination profile, personalization profile will be I1. So that is the reason I have given I1. Now I'll click on execute. Okay, since we have already copied, right? That is the reason we are getting this. Now what I'll do is I'll directly give here. Since it is already copied, I'll give my personalization profile here, I1, and then click on edit. So here we have deleted the nodes. If I want to check the description, I can just click on presentation texts. Now here in my main menu, I can only see inbound process.
Yeah, I was confused because I was on the left side. I was checking. I was seeing like it says main. So I guess like you have the main menu and then the sub menu on the right side, but you already copied. So based on the I1 that you copied before, in here you're only seeing that option. So it doesn't matter if you delete all the other options or outbound process, internal movement, and so on. You already did that in the previous step. That's why you can delete here the objects without any problem.
Correct.
Okay,
So
good.
now, so in this menu, if you want to add any of these are all the list of transactions. Okay. These are all the list of transactions, possible transactions in RF. That is why we are able to see this in left side scale. If you want to add this transaction in the menu, we can directly drag and drop.
Okay.
For example, if you want to add, what can we use?
And then if you create a C program, it will also be displayed in here and you just drop and drop.
Sorry, if you want to create the
new C program.
new transaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So that is
Okay.
related to technical ABAP development. So those
Yeah.
guys will be developed, and once they develop, and if they, if the development is done correctly, then you will able to see that object ID here, and you can directly
Okay.
drag and drop.
Okay, good.
Okay. For example,
Yeah.
if you also want to add packing in your menu, you can just drag and drop. Select sub item. See, now you can perform inbound related activities and packing. If you don't want, you can just select and delete.
Can you
So
open
this one,
that apple?
this one,
Yeah, that is the so those are the actions that you can perform. So I guess
yes. Under inbound, you have unloading, you have deconsolidation, you can perform put away, you can perform receiving by handling units.
okay. So there's a lot of options
Yes.
included.
And
Okay.
here also you can actually control. If that user don't want to perform the deconsolidation, if you want to restrict him to perform deconsolidation, you can just delete it.
And also, if I guess if you open the unloading part, you can also
Yes,
delete.
you can customize based on your requirement.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
So once you perform the changes, you need to click on save and go back.
So it looks pretty complete. So I don't know if in your experience you needed to develop a lot of new programs, or with the
Yes.
standard enough.
Yes, definitely. If customer is asking to create altogether a new transaction, then we need to sit with ABAP guy and explain him the requirement. So that guy will come here and develop all the logics under this presentation profile, which is star, 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 star. Or what he'll do is he'll copy this presentation profile into his, he'll copy this presentation profile, and then he'll perform the changes in that presentation profile.
Okay.
Okay.
But then you just I'm thinking. So if you copy or you create a new presentation profile, you will
He
need
will
to
create
copy
a
all.
new presentation profile by copying it from star, 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 star.
Yeah.
So that all the settings are copied in his new presentation profiles also.
And you
And
will
then
have
whatever changes and developments are there, he'll perform in the new presentation profile.
okay.
Is that clear till here?
Yes.
Okay. So this is about your personalization profile. And while performing the RF transactions, what I'll do is I'll again change this setting to star, star. Okay. Now, if I maintain star, star, I can perform all the transactions. If I log into RF, I can see all the transactions. This is one. Now, let me see. Before I explain about you the verification profile, let me check some settings before I explain you the verification profile. Now let me try to run one. Okay. So what is this verification profile? For example, if I have an outbound delivery, okay. If you have an outbound delivery or inbound delivery, anything is fine. Okay. For example, this is my outbound delivery. Let me go to monitor. So generally nobody will come to this PRDO transaction and try to create the warehouse task. So the warehouse supervisor will come to warehouse monitor directly and give the outbound delivery order or the sales order number, okay, and execute. And then he'll get the outbound delivery. If you want to create the task manually, then he'll select that document and then click on create WT in background. This can also be automated by using the wave management or by PPF to create the picking task, which we discussed earlier. Okay. Now this warehouse order is created. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll log into RF again and show you something. So again, I can see all the menu because I have reset that personalization profile in my user ID. What I'll do is I'll click on outbound process. In outbound process, I'll click on picking. And since I have my warehouse order handy, I'll click on picking by W. Here I'll scan my warehouse order number, hit enter. Now system is asking to create a pick HU. Okay. If you want to create, you can create. It is up to you. I'll click on enter the packaging material. Okay. Here what I'll do is I'll enter one packaging material. I'll hit enter. And then click on handling it. Carton. Stock and then what is the packaging material? Carton PL17. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll give the packaging material PL17, hit enter. Now I'll click on handling unit. Handling unit number is generated. Okay. Now I'll click on next. Now, so this is important. Just what we call observe what I'm doing. System is asking me to scan the source bin. Okay, I'm scanning it. System is also asking me to scan the source HU. I'll scan it. System is asking me to also scan the material. I'll scan it. And quantity as well. I'll scan it. And after that, I'm also scanning my pick HU, which is my destination HU. So this is also scanned. I'll hit enter. Why it is not taking?
Those and those validation to scan storage bin, product, handling unit, and so on. So is there a standard or is
it is standard? It is standard. If you scan something else instead of MAT01, then system will give you the error.
Okay, no, but I mean, if you don't want to scan the material as example, so
that is what I'm going to that is what I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Okay. Now system is also asking me to, now destination related data system is asking me to scan. So here what I'll do is I'll scan my GI zone, scan my pick HU, which is the shipping HU, hit enter. Scanning is completed. Now I have scanned like the product, I've scanned the source HU, I've scanned the destination HU, I've scanned the storage bin and all. So if I want to avoid those many scannings, and based on my business requirement is like, if I don't want to scan the source and the destination bin, okay. So if I want to restrict to scan the source and destination bin, and I want to continue without scanning the source and destination bin, how can we achieve this? Because in standard system is allowing, system is asking me to scan the source and destination bin. In order to avoid scanning of source and destination bin, we have something called verification profile. Okay, so that verification profile is again under SPRO in EWM. In mobile data entry, you have something called verification control. So under verification control, you have this define warehouse specific verification and specific determination. Before we go to this node, we first need to define our verification profile. So in order to define, we need to go to RF framework, and under RF framework, you need to go to define steps in logical transactions. Under here, you have something called define validation profile. Sorry, not this one. Where is verification? Let me check. Yes. Okay. We have this define warehouse specific verification. You need to come down here and define one. You need to define your own verification profile. So in order to define, you can click new entry. What is your warehouse? WH17. What is your verification profile? My verification profile is, for example, WH17. And what is the description? No source bin. And destination bin to be scanned. Okay, I'll hit enter. My verification profile is created. Now I need to tell the system what all I should able to scan. So I'll select my verification profile and double click on warehouse specific verification objects. Here I'll maintain all the required details, like do you want to, so this is the menu, like this is the field catalog where you can select. So if you select, meaning for example, if you want to scan the product, you need to add that product here. And what else you want to scan? If you want to scan the destination HU, you need to scan this. And destination storage bin, you want to scan it. And what else? Want to scan the quantity. Here, if you can see, I have given the material. Okay, I have given NLEPR, destination HU, NLPLA, destination storage bin, and quantity. The meaning of adding these validation objects is, if I'm using this verification profile, system will only allow me to scan these objects. If there is any other object where system is displaying, for that system will not ask you to scan it. That is the meaning. You got me? Or you can.
Yes, this is a customizing, right? Or it's
yes, we are customizing. We are creating one new verification profile, and under that verification profile, we are telling the system what all we should scan. Rest system won't ask you to scan.
Okay, and then I can say that for inbound, I have these options, but for outbound, I want to scan only the HU.
Yes, that also you can control. I'll show you. After this step, we are going to see. But for now, what I'll do is I'll just take a screenshot. What have we assigned in our verification profile that I have taken a screenshot. I'm saving this. So you have just defined your verification profile, but you also need to determine this verification profile, right? Then only it will work as expected. So I'll go back. Under define warehouse specific verification, you also have define warehouse specific verification determination. So here we are going to determine our verification profile. Here, what I'll do is, in my warehouse WH17, if you want to determine based on any process type, you can give it. And here, as you said, in stock removal, in put away, you can give that option. If you want to determine that verification profile only during stock removal, you can assign that. Or only during put away, you can assign that. So here I am telling that only while performing stock removal, I want to determine this verification profile. And what is the activity? My activity will be picking. And if you want to restrict only by the activity area, picking activity area, you can give that picking activity area. For example, what is my, from where did I pick? I just want to see that. Or what I'll do is this time I'll go and check in monitor where is the stock. ST01, right? So if I want to restrict only based on the activity area, I can give that. My activity area here in this case will be ST01. And what is my verification profile which needs to be determined. Okay, here I have given process category, activity, activity area, data entry. What is the data entry? Is it general or voice? We are using general. Save. So I'm telling the system while I am performing stock removal, if the activity is picked and when I'm trying to perform the picking in this activity area, then this verification profile should be determined. So since we are maintaining an entry, we also need to maintain the sequence as well. Okay. So in my warehouse, I am not using, I haven't mentioned WPT. I have defined my warehouse process category, defined my activity, given my activity area, and also need to give this data entry. Save it. Now let us check how system is behaving now. What I'll do is I'll go back. I'll use the same document. I'll show you how we can speak. I want to make use of the same document. So that is the reason why I'm cancel this picking. So in order to perform the cancel picking, you can directly go to CANCPICK. I'm cancel the picking of this document. Quantity is 759. Since I think it is in HU, hence I need to click on handling units and then click on release stock plus HUWT in background. So what it does is it will cancel the picking, and at the same time system will ask you to perform the or create the task to its original bin ST01, and I can give the bin here. And what is the WPT? You can give 9999, and if you want to confirm the task immediately after saving, you can select this option. ST01. Let me see this. Maximum weight issue is there. I'll copy my storage bin, execute. There is some bin capacity, I guess. Storage bin type. I'll delete this. Edit, sorry. Edit, reset bin type. Now the bin type is reset. I'm just getting a call. Okay, I'm back. So what I'll do is I'll try to also remove this maximum weight. Reset storage bin weight. Maximum weight is also gone. I'll save it. Now let me try to create the task. The stock is now moved to ST0. Now I'll try to create, I'll try to use the same outbound delivery. Guys, you are following me, right? The reason why I'm trying to use the same outbound delivery is, for some reason, I'm not able to create the outbound delivery from S4. So that is the reason I'm just reusing this existing outbound delivery. So in order to reuse this, I have cancelled the picking of that document, and then so that I can perform the picking again. So that is the reason I have cancelled the picking of the old delivery. So again, I have the document status is again not started. Okay, the picking is not started. So here also what I'll do is just ignore these steps. I just want to pick one quantity, right? So that is the reason I'm just adjusting the document to one quantity. You can just ignore this. I'll explain you what is this once we are discussing about process code. So assume that my delivery quantity is only one. Okay. Now I'll go back to monitor again. Assume that my delivery document is created for one quantity. Okay. So this is my document. So here what I'll do is I'll try to create one task, picking task. So as I said, this can be automated by using RF or by using PPF, you can create this task automatically, or by wave management. This warehouse order 566 is created. Okay. Now what I'll go is I'll log into RF. I'll go back. This is my main screen. Okay. Since I want to perform the picking, I'll go with outbound process. Okay. In outbound process, I'll click on picking. Since I have my warehouse order handy, I'll select picking by warehouse order. Okay. And then I'll enter my warehouse order number. This is my warehouse order number, 566. Hit enter. Now system is asking me to create one pick HU. I'll enter my packaging material. Click on handling unit create. So this is my pick HU. I'll click on next. Now system is not asking me to scan the source bill. Why? Let us create a screenshot. Here, did we maintain source bin here?
No.
So that is the reason why system is not asking us to scan the source bin. We have maintained Matner, which is material. That is the reason why system is asking us to scan the product.
It should be LGPLA, right?
Source bin? Yes,
yeah.
LGPLA.
Okay.
Sorry, not LGPLA. Source storage bin will be VLPLA. Source storage bin.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see that one.
It should be VLPLA. So VLPLA is not in our verification profile. So that is the reason why system is not asking you to scan the source bin. Source HU system is asking me to scan. Why? Because what is our source HU object? Our source HU object is VLENR. VLENR is also not there. So that is the reason system is not asking us to scan the source HU as well. You are following, guys?
Yeah.
Here we have a field for source HU. Okay. So system is not asking us to scan. Why? Because source HU is VLENR, and this VLENR is not in our validation, in verification profile. That is the reason system is not asking us to scan this source HU. Next, we have this product. MAT1. System is asking me to scan this product. Why? Because MATNR is under my verification profile. That is the reason system is asking me to scan the product. So I'll scan my product. Next, system is also asking me to enter the quantity. Here you have this white box, right? Why? Because in our verification profile, QTY is quantity, is maintained. That is the reason we need to enter the quantity. So in this way, we can restrict the scanning or avoid scanning by maintaining the validation objects under verification profile. Is that clear, guys?
Yes. If you're picking partial scanning, the quantity is not making sense, right?
Sorry?
If you scan partial, so I mean, if you have like in your ratio, you have 100 that you only want to pick 10.
You can do it. If your required quantity, for example, here it was 10. But if you want to move only 5 quantity, you can give 5 quantity, system will allow.
Yeah, but you need to type it, not scanning, right? Because the info.
Yes, you need to type it. Yeah. This is not scanning. Here we need to enter the number.
Yeah. Just because. Yeah. Good. No, it's good.
Right. Okay. So I'll enter my quantity, hit enter. Now system is asking some sub issue. You can ignore this. But you understand this concept, right? What is verification profile?
Yes.
Great. So this is about RF and what else? If I go back here, for example, in system guided, you have these options. By system guided is nothing but as I explained in the resource management, when you log into your resource, system will check in the background what all warehouse orders are there under your queue. Okay, so that is system guided. Or let me show you that again so that it will be refreshed for you as well. Not this. Right. So system guided is nothing but this is very important concept. What is system guided? System guided is nothing but when you log into your resource, system will check your resource type. Okay, when you are performing the queues. Okay, in that particular queue, what all open warehouse orders are there, system will ask you to perform that work if you select system guided. Okay, so system is directly asking you to perform this movement. Why? Because this movement related warehouse order is under your queue. That warehouse order is under your queue. That is the reason why system is guiding you to perform this task. If you want to click on query, you can check all the details. I'll click on back. System is asking you to perform this work. If you want to check what details are related for this work, you can just click on F12, which is query. Here you can see that the source HU, what is your destination HU, what is your warehouse task number, what is the stock, I mean, what is the storage bin. Okay, this is about system guided. If I go back, system guided by queue. In system guided by queue, what you can do is you can directly enter the queue. For example, if you are responsible for inbound activities, you will enter inbound queue, and in inbound, system will ask you to perform the work or the warehouse order which are related to inbound. Or for example, if you are also allowed to perform work related tasks related outbound, then in that case, I'll go back and enter outbound. System will show you the open warehouse orders. This is the warehouse order 555, 559. So for this warehouse order number, there is a there is a work or the activity to be done, it will directly ask you to create the pick HU and then perform rest of the work. I'll create the handling unit, click on next. Now system is asking me to move the stock from pick point to its destination bin. So there's nothing like system guided will automatically provide you the warehouse order, but whereas system guided by queue is nothing but you enter the queue name and system will propose you the warehouse order for which you are allowed to perform the work. Next one is manual selection. Under manual selection, if you have the warehouse number, for example, if your supervisor has given the warehouse order document, sorry. So if you have the warehouse order number, if you want to perform the work based on the warehouse order, then you can click on selection by warehouse order. Here you need to enter the warehouse order number and then perform the warehouse tasks. Next is if you have the handling unit lying somewhere and if you want to perform the task, for example, so the classic example is you are at the GR zone. Okay. So the warehouse workers have unloaded the handling units from the truck and put it in the GR zone. Now you don't have any document. Okay. But on that particular, in that particular GR zone, on that particular handling unit, you have the barcode for that handling unit. So if you like without waiting for the warehouse order, warehouse worker can directly scan that HU by selecting this option. Once you scan this HU, system will propose you where that HU needs to be put away based on the strategies. If your strategies are correct, then system will propose you to scan the source data and as well as the destination data. How the destination data is retrieved? With the help of strategies. So that is the help of so that is the application of this selection by HU. Or if you have the, what is this selection by WR? Selection by WR is nothing but selection by warehouse request. Okay. So if you have your inbound delivery or outbound delivery with you, if you can select this option. Selection by W, you need to give the warehouse category, enter the warehouse request number and perform the picking or packing, whatever. Or put away, anything. So next is inbound process. In inbound process, you have unloading, deconsolidation, put away, receiving by handling. These are all the options. In outbound process, you have like picking.
If in one of the process you have the unloading and the put away, I mean, again, you can have. Can you go? Yeah. You have unloading and put away, but in other process you have unloaded, deconsolidation and put away. So if the consolidation in the process you're doing is not there, you can skip it from 1 to 3 to unloading to put away.
This is just the menu. It is nothing related to your deliveries.
Okay.
If your delivery is relevant for deconsolidation, then you can go to deconsolidation, log into Decon Work Center and perform the steps.
Yeah. Okay, good.
This is just the menu. Next.
And just another question, in order to, the part of the web services is created by the technical guy also?
Which one?
The web service, or to do the connection between
Work center?
No. Web service?
Web services, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Web services is taken care by the network team or the technical team.
Okay, good.
So in outbound process, we have picking. Under picking also, we have these options: picking system guided by queue. If you have the document number with you, you can select this option. If you have your warehouse number, the paper, on the paper, if you have your warehouse order print, you can scan that warehouse order and then you can proceed ahead. Next is picking by HU. Okay, so these are all the options in outbound. You have this pick point. Where did you hear this pick point? Can you tell me what is this pick point?
Uh, uh, it's not like I want to say like for the work center, like the bus activities. No, a picking area, something to move the stock from the.
You're partially right. For
Yeah.
example, if this is your storage type, and under the storage type, you have all these bits. Okay. My business is like whenever you are trying to pick the stock from ST01, you want to move to one intermediate bin.
Yeah.
This is called pick point. And then you place it in the GR zone. So when the order is created, when system creates the task to ST01, and when it tries to stay, system won't create the task to GR zone. It will move it to picking point first. They will examine that the product is in correct condition and or not, and then they will create a task from pick point to GI zone.
But it's
This
just
is
like
layout oriented storage control.
yeah, exactly. It's like the identification point, right? Just for the picking process. So
Yes.
it's something that you're going to see, and then if
Yes.
everything is right, you move it to the GI zone.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is this picking point. In picking point also you create one work center, right? So you need to log into the work center. That is this thing. And this consumption, we are going to discuss about the production order, how EWM is integrated with production order, and when you're trying to consume it in your PSA, you log into this consumption in RF and then perform the consumptions here. I'll show you. Next is internal process. Here we have these many options. Inventory counting is nothing but when you perform the physical inventory with the help of RF, you can select inventory counting. Next is ad hoc WT creation. Like we have gone to SAWM ADHU or AD prod, right, to move the products or the handling units from one bin to another bin in desktop. So that similar functionality is given in ad hoc WT creation. Here you can create your warehouse task, whether it is if you want to move the HU, you can select this create ad hoc HUWT, or if you want to try to move the product, you can select this option. Next one is query. If you want to like find the details related to the handling unit, then you can select HU query. Here system will ask you to scan the HU, and then after scanning the HU, system will give all the details of that HU. For example, what is the packaging material of that HU, and what is the content of that HU, or how many eaches are there in that HU, all these details.
Do you have a document or general that a document that contains a general overview of what each button do?
What does?
Yeah, like I don't know if I was saying that if you have a user manual to say if you pick a you query, you can perform this activity instead of doing in the system.
Okay. No, I don't have, but it is actually
Okay.
self-explanatory. For example,
Okay.
here it is system, like you have this own menu, right?
Yeah.
For example, if you are performing any inbound related activity, you need to select this,
Yeah.
and all the options which you perform in inbound related activities you can display here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or for example, if you want to perform any ad hoc task, if you want to move a product from one bin to other bin, so you can, it is self-explanatory that you need to go to internal process, and under internal process you want to create the WT, right? So click on ad hoc WT. Under
Yeah.
ad
I
hoc
think.
WT you have options.
Yeah. I think those are clear. Yep.
Yes. So here, sorry, internal process. And next is quality management. If you want to perform any inspection, then you can select quality management when your QM is integrated with EWM, and there is a separate concept for quality management which I'm going to introduce. Like If you want to perform any quality transactions, you can select this quality management. Next one is resource management. If you want to change the queue, like as we do in monitor, that is possible. So for example, you have this change queue option, right? So this option is also available in RF. And also if you want to change the resource group, you can change it. Assign to resource or anything. So the same option is given in RF as
Yeah.
And also if you want to perform any yard movements, like if you want to move your TU from door to the checkpoint or from checkpoint to door. So those yard movements can also be captured here in RF. This we are going to see in the further classes or in the next class, maybe in shipping and receiving.
It's good.
And one more thing, if you want to check the details of the particular screen, for example, if I'm in outbound process, I'm picking, and I want to perform picking by warehouse order. Here, I want to add a new node or a new button. Okay. So in this screen, I want to add a new button. Okay. For that, if I want to check the screen details, then you need to click on Control Shift F1 on your keyboard. Once you click on Control Shift F1 on your keyboard, you'll get a screen with all the details. Let it load. You see that? What is the application? Yeah. What is the display profile? What is the presentation profile of the screen? What is the personalization profile? What is the transaction? So the order and the number, right? So what is this present transaction? And what is the step you are going to perform? And you have the screen sequence. And this is important. What is your screen program?
You said Control Shift what?
Control Shift F1, function F1.
F1, okay.
And what is the screen number and how push button quantity? You can see all this. If you want to enhance the screen, then you need to give these details to the technical team. They will perform all the changes in the screen and developments based on your. So these details can further be seen in, if I go to, if I go back. So in my define steps in logical transactions. So here you have all these details, presentation profile, personalization profile. For example, what is the transaction? My transaction, logical transaction is PIBW, right? So here you have define logical transaction. So in logical transaction, I'll give my logical transaction here, PIBW. So this is my logical transaction. This is the detail. What is the description? Picking by warehouse order. Picking by warehouse order. What is this initial step? The step PIBUSR. So here it is already defined. That is why it is replicating here when you click on Control Shift F1. And after this, you have this defined presentation text. Here you maintain the presentation text in the different languages. If it is in English or German, anything. So what is the combination again? Your presentation profile and personalization profile is the combination. Next, define logical transaction step. Here there is nothing. So here you can see your logical transaction, and here you define your navigation, same transaction or something. This is again related to technical. Yeah. So this is something about your enhancing of your screen. If you want to enhance, then you need to provide the screen program and the logical transactions. How these logical transactions are determined? From in this node. In define logical transactions, you actually see all the details. Any doubts still here?
No.
So just try to perform the transactions or start performing the transactions in RF instead of GUI, because when you're in EWM project, the warehouse workers will only have the access to RF to perform all the transactions in RF. So you need to have an idea how the RF transactions are done.
Yeah.
And in the real time, your creation of warehouse orders or the picking warehouse orders or put away warehouse orders, all these are created automatically based on your wave management or PPF. So that warehouse order is also printed automatically by using PPF, and that warehouse order printout is given to the warehouse worker. Will directly go to RF and scan the source data and destination data. He will nowhere log into SAP system and create the tasks. Everything is done on RF.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So can we schedule a class tomorrow at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Please share your the video, and thanks.
Sure.
We'll see you tomorrow.
And
What time tomorrow?
Ravi, we have the class tomorrow at the same time for your information.